Right, welcome back everyone. My name is Lauren Christensen and I am one of the Bryan LifePoint registered dietitians joining you again today for another edition of What's for Supper. This time gearing it a little bit more towards Cinco de Mayo since we are celebrating that today. So hopefully this gives you a healthy twist for something to try out for supper this evening. So one of my family's favorite go-to recipes, I really love it because it makes quite a lot. So we have leftovers and it's easily something that we can freeze in individual servings for quick later use. But one of our go-tos is this quinoa taco skillet. And I really just like the combinations. It's got a lot of great nutritional benefit, some fiber, lots of color is another thing. I don't think the picture does it quite justice. I've edited a little bit in terms of what I pop in there. And that's another great aspect of this particular recipe is that you can really make it your own. So if you don't like peppers, don't put peppers in. You can really adjust to what you have on hand pretty easily too. So to start out with, you're going to start with half a cup of dry quinoa. Basically, quinoa works a lot like rice, where you do 1 part of the actual product to 2 parts water, and so then it doubles. So basically, you just simmer that. You bring the water and the quinoa to a boil, and then turn it down to a simmer and cover it. Stir it every once in a while, and eventually will absorb all that fluid and get to a nice point. One thing that I like to do with this, because I feel like it really takes on the flavor combinations well, or a little bit better than waiting until the end, is to add the low sodium taco seasoning to the quinoa as it's cooking so that it can really meld with those flavors too. We like to do turkey in ours. You could do ground beef, you could do chicken, what have you. But again, just for us, we like to do the ground turkey. We will put in some cherry tomatoes usually that I just chop up. You can do fresh corn if you have it, but we tend to use more like frozen corn. I like that because you can just measure out what you need. You could also easily do canned corn. Again, here, just strain that or drain that and rinse it well with water to decrease the sodium content of the canned corn. Same thing with the black beans. So just rinse that really well. Usually I like to put it in a colander and really rinse it off well and drain that. And then a couple of just the stalks, not a full bunch of green onion, but a couple of those chopped up. And then you can do cheese, or in some cases, I like to forego the cheese, do a little avocado and maybe a little Greek yogurt on top. Kind of depends if I'm doing it in a salad. So sometimes I'll just add this mixture to some leafy greens to give it a little bit more of a vegetable base. But it kind of depends. So again, you can feel free to play around and make it your own and make it work for you. Another great benefit of this is that it generally is a one pan, one pot meal. So a lot of times I will do 2 just because I brown the turkey as the quinoa is cooking, but I'll usually do the quinoa in one of my bigger stock pots, and then just brown the turkey or whatever protein you have in there in a large skillet until it's cooked. Drain off the excess grease. Stir in the quinoa, or stir the turkey into the quinoa, and then you put in, like I said, I usually put in the seasoning ahead of time as the quinoa is cooking, but just put in all the other ingredients already chopped up. Cook it for 10 minutes on a medium heat just so that everything gets nice and toasty and heated through. And then you can either sprinkle on your cheese after you dish up. Usually it's still hot enough for that to still melt. You can put some remaining green onions on top, and again, you just take it and enjoy. I will say I have a husband who has a little bit heartier appetite, and within his work, he's very active, and so he will actually take a a tortilla shell and make kind of a burrito of sorts with these. I also, like I said, if I have leftovers, a lot of times I will put it directly on my leafy greens, but in most cases we're going to serve it with just a simple mixed green salad alongside it. So it's quick. It takes less than probably 30 minutes to make up, and like I said, makes a big batch. For my family of 4, we can eat on it for several days, and there's still usually enough to go in the freezer for leftovers for quick meals down the line. So it says it serves 6. A cup is very filling, so most of the times, we're not doing a full cup of it. Calories, you're around that 334 mark. Some good fiber, 8 grams. Carbohydrates, for those that need to be watching carbohydrates, 31 grams. Again, the fiber would kind of count against that too. Sugars, real low, 3 grams, mostly natural sugars there. Sodium, 309, protein, 28, and fat was at 12. And I do always love to give credit where credit is due. So this photo and recipe was originally sourced from McCormick.com/recipes. And they have a ton of different recipes there, but I did do a couple of adaptations that I listed on the previous page. So if you give it a try, give me a shout to let me know what you think. As always, use this as an opportunity, and along with every meal, as an opportunity to nourish your body really well. With that, I hope you are all staying really well. We miss you so much and are looking forward to having you back at LifePoint, hopefully as soon as possible. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, lauren.christensen@bryanhealth.org. Until then, I'll see you all again soon. Have a great rest of your week.